Hey everyone, it's Ryan. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make some butter swim biscuits. All right, so I thought while I was doing finishing up another video this morning, I would make some breakfast. So I have bacon in the oven and I am going to make some swim biscuits. So if you've never heard of these, it is just some plain biscuits, but they are sitting in butter in the pan while they are baking. So they are delicious. They just soak up that butter as they're baking and turn out so delicious. So that was 2.5 cups of self-rising flour. To that, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. I'm just gonna mix that around. Like I said, this biscuit recipe is very plain because of all of that butter that is going to be in the pan while it mixes. So let me grab something else. Okay, I have to dig for my tools right now. So obviously you can mix this with your hands, but I hate having to pause and go wash my hands. So I just have a dough whisk here that I'm gonna attempt to use for most of this. And this is going to be a pretty wet dough. So that was 2 cups of buttermilk, or if you don't have buttermilk, just use regular whole milk with 1 tablespoon of vinegar added to it and let it sit for a few minutes. So we are going to just mix this up good. And then I have an 8x8 casserole dish that I have a 1/2 cup or 1 stick of butter, and I'm going to put in the microwave and get that all melted. So this is a very, very wet dough. I am debating if because I did the buttermilk or I did the milk with the vinegar, if I got too much liquid there. So I'm gonna add 1 more cup or another 1/2 cup of the self-rising flour. There we go, that's a little better. That flour off the side. Still think that is too wet. And yes, I have made this recipe before, but we just moved. And sometimes when you're making, I know this isn't a bread, but when you're making certain things, where you live and the moisture in the air, the humidity really makes a difference. So, all right, so that was actually a total of 3.5 cups of self-rising flour. That's looking more like a drop biscuit dough. Okay. So we are going to be done with this for now. I'm just trying to get off as much as I can, again, without making a mess. So now I have my 8x8 baking dish. Rather than dirty another dish, I'm just gonna pop this whole thing in the microwave, let this melt, and we will get back to doing this. All right, so my butter is basically melted. This last little bit, I'm just going to use a fork, stir it around because I don't want the butter to explode in my microwave. Okay. Now, you could just pour this in here if you wanted to. I want the biscuits to be a little bit separated so that butter can get all in between. So I am going to scoop them. You don't have to separate them by very much at all. Because we added a little bit more flour, we might have a very full dish here. So I'm just going to pack them in. See that butter is just covering everything. And this, like I said, this is okay that I'm piling these on top. It's just because we added that little bit of extra flour. I may just have to put a few of these on just a regular pan and pop them in the oven by themselves. And they will not be swim biscuits, but that is okay. Okay, so I am gonna stop there because I do not want butter to overflow in my oven. I'm gonna get these in the oven. I am gonna start at 20 minutes because I am still getting used to the oven in the new house. So I'm gonna start these at 20 and I will come back and tell you how long they take when they are completely done. Okay, so they just came out of the oven, and highly recommend putting your pan on a sheet pan because the butter started running down in my oven. So I put this on the rack underneath that. And the best way to check for these did take about 35 minutes to bake. The best way to check is to take like a fork and stick it down in between two of the biscuits and lift it up just to make sure that they are done all the way through. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.